Hello, everyone. Welcome to another bite-sized review. Today we'll be taking a look at Star Wars The Mandalorian, a live-action TV series set within the Star Wars universe. This was directed by Jon Favreau and produced by George Lucas and Dave Filoni. And it stars Pedro Pascal as the titular Mandalorian bounty hunter. And we also have a lot of supporting actors in various roles. We have Grief Karga, who is the leader of the Bounty Hunters Guild. He's played by Carl Weathers. We have Gina Carano, who plays the ex-rebel soldier Cara Dune. And we have just so many characters, so many actors. I don't want to bore you with all the details with that, but there's a lot. And we also have Werner Herzog as Giancarlo Esposito as well. There's a lot of characters, a lot of actors, and we'll get to that in due time. But I wanted to give you a little bit of my brief kind of review of the show overall. I plan to do more videos on it, don't worry, because I love this show. It's fantastic. I think The Mandalorian does what the sequel trilogy failed to do. It brings people together. It kind of united everyone into the same love for Star Wars that the sequel movies just failed to do. Like, they just don't have the same feel. They're completely different. They feel kind of, I don't know, like fake in a way. That's just my opinion, of course. But The Mandalorian feels like a genuine, real adventure that's not bogged down by studio executives. It's not being forced to be dumbed down for kids. It's not, it's not fake, which I love that. It's a real show set within a real world. Well, uh, real within the Star Wars galaxy. But it's really well done. And what sets the show off is this Mandalorian lone gunslinger, going through his jobs of, you know, going after bounties. And he comes across this one bounty, of course, which is worth a lot, more than his pays have been. And he goes to this job. There's another hunter there, a droid, IG-11, who's voiced by Taika Waititi. And they end up agreeing to split the bounty 50-50, and they both head inside the compound where the asset is, and they find out that this asset is a child, a little baby, by Yoda species, and it is worth more than both of them combined. And so, yeah, long story short, Mando ends up caring for the child and trying to get him back to the Jedi Order, which is what sets off the show's events. And he travels in the ship, the Razor Crest, which is its beat-up gunship, and he goes around planet to planet, helping people along the way, meeting new people, facing, old enemies and, bounty hunters and scoundrels and different allies, and making lots of enemies and getting the Empire's attention, which brings Giancarlo Esposito's character, Moff Gideon, into the fray, and then he also brings aboard his second in command, who is called the Client, played by Werner Herzog, and he's the one who gave Mandalorian the job in the first place as a child. And so they're all trying to get Mandalorian, all these outlawed people, all these, bandits and thieves and goons and hitmen and bounty hunters and mercenaries. They're all trying to get the child, which Mando has, and it's this really great adventure. You're following Mandalorian all throughout this, all these different, worlds, and getting to meet people, and you fall in love with the show because it's great. It's basically just this road trip in space with this kid and this guy who never takes off his helmet, which you find out is because he's part of a kind of a clan, or I guess technically a cult of other Mandalorians who also follow the way, and it's great. I love everything about this show, from the production to the music by Ludwig Gorinson. The new score is unbelievable. It is utterly captivating. All the costume design is practical, and it is glorious. Every character has a backstory, a motive, something about them. They have their own actor. They have their own costume design, where they came from, what they're doing with Mando and his story. And it's just really well done. Like, Jon Favreau is a master of creating stories. He's done Zathura, A Space Adventure, which was fantastic. He did, obviously, Elf, which is beloved. He also did Iron Man 1 and 2, which are also beloved. So he knows how to do all of the he knows how to work his own style into his stories, but he knows how to make them appealing for people, and The Mandalorian is no exception. It's just so well made and well shot, well acted, well choreographed. It feels like it feels like the creators cared about this show. Like, unlike the sequel trilogy where they just kind of phoned it in a way, the sequel, they're just a mess all around. I think Force Awakens is the least problematic, but The Mandalorian, it does this wonderful job of keeping you within the Star Wars universe, making, you know, familiar returns to planets and, meeting new people, and we follow this gunslinger who's initially just a he's kind of just a stick in the mud. He's just this guy that doesn't care. He does this because he gets paid, and he flies around and just does all these odd jobs. But then when he comes in the care of the child, that's when it gets interesting, and he starts to care for this creature, and he's trying to get him back to the Jedi, and that's not going to be easy. So I love that he meets new friends like Cara Dune and IG-11 and Queel the Ugnaught, and it is awesome. Season 1 is fantastic. Season 2 is even more fantastic. Looking forward to season 3. I loved the 2 episodes that we were given in the Book of Boba Fett. That was amazing. Although it didn't technically, bringing Mandalorian into the Book of Boba Fett didn't technically make a ton of sense because they're 2 different shows, but it kind of makes sense because they're both in the same timeline. Anyway, this show is awesome. I love all the cameos, the callbacks, the nostalgia is there, but it's not in your face. Like, it's a lot of new stuff, but it's also the familiar world of Star Wars. So Jon Favreau did a masterful job at bringing this story to life. I was intrigued when I first heard the news about this show, and I'm on the edge of my seat for season 3. So, The Mandalorian, utterly awesome. Just unbelievably well done. Just praise all around. Mandalorian, 10 out of 10 show. You gotta see it. If you're a Star Wars fan, definitely check this out. If you love gunslingers, this is up your alley. If you want a great father-son story, that's in there too. If you want some great action, it's got that. It's a solid Star Wars show. We need more like this. Hopefully Kenobi and Ahsoka can be more like this. But thank you very much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. This show is the way. I love it so much. I can't wait to deep dive into more details. I didn't spoil anything heavy. I don't think I did. But if you want to check it out, it's on Disney Plus. It is one of their flagship shows, and it is definitely worth the watch. Hope you like this video. I love this. I can gush out about it all day. But I will leave you now. Have you seen The Mandalorian? What do you think about it? Did you love it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you not like it? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. I thank you very much for watching. Take care. I will see you in the next video. And remember, this is the way.